Madam and Devi Chakraborty Madam to give the opportunity to speak about the child health care. The children are the most important age group in the society, and they are the major consumer of healthcare delivery system, and they are vulnerable to various health problems and considered as a special age group. Mother and child health services are the method of delivering healthcare to this special age group. Childhood period we can customarily divided into different age groups that are neonates, infants, toddlers, preschool, school age, and adolescents. And among them, neonatal care is highly cost effective because the saving of the life of a newborn baby is associated with the survival of the future adult. We can define healthy neonates like that. The healthy newborn infant born at term between 38 to 42 weeks of pregnancy cries immediately after birth, establishes independent spontaneous rhythmic respiration, quickly adopted the extrauterine environment, and having an average birth weight of 2.5 to 3.9 kg. The period from birth to 28 days of life is called neonatal period, and the first week of life is known as early neonatal period, and the late neonatal period extended from 7 to 28 days of life. During newborn period, the assessment of newborn is the vital responsibility of our healthcare provider. Assessment of newborn as soon as possible after birth and subsequently at the postnatal period are vital responsibility of nurse, and the purposes for initial assessment are to assess the need for resuscitation and to detect any congenital anomalies. And assessment should be done within 24 hours of birth, and one significant assessment of neonate are Apgar scoring. Regarding the Apgar score, Dr. Virginia Apgar has described the Apgar scoring, and it is useful to quantitative assessment of newborn condition at birth, especially for respiratory, circulatory, and neurological status. 5 objective criteria are evaluated at 1 minute and at 5 minutes after newborn is completely born. The objective criteria that you evaluate at birth are respiration, heart rate per minute, muscle tones, reflex irritability, and skin color. Here you can see one Apgar scoring table. The highest score is 2 and the lowest score is 0. Here A stands for appearance. If the body of the baby is completely pink, then we can give the score of 2. If the extremities are blue and the body is pink, then score is 1. And if the whole body is blue or pale color, then score is 0. Then P stands for pulse rate. If heart rate or pulse rate is more than 100 beats per minute, then score is 2. And if heart rate or pulse rate is less than 100 beat per minute, then score is 1. And if there is no pulsation, then score is 0. G stands for grimaces. That means response to stimuli. If there is cry, baby is crying well and pulls away the extremities onto the stimulation, then score is 2. And if baby grimaces or cry weak, then score is 1. And if there is no response to stimulation, then score is 0. A stands for activity. If there is active movement of the baby, then score is 2. And if arms and legs are flexed, then score is 1. And if there is no movement, then score is 0. Then R stands for respiration. There is strong cry and baby is breathing well, that means score is 2. And the cry is slow and irregular, then score is 1. And if there is no breathing or no crying, then score is 0. Another scoring table of upper scoring is here we take 5 objective criteria, and the criteria are respiration is absent, then 0, then respiration is slow and irregular, then score is 1, and baby is crying well and breathing well, then score is 2. Then heart rate, if heart rate is absent or pulse rate is absent, then score is 0, and if heart rate is less than 100, then score is 1, and is heart rate is more than 100, then score is 2. After that, muscle tone. We observe for muscle tone. If the baby is flaccid, then score is 0. If there is some flexion of extremities, then score is 1. And if there is active body movement, then score is 2. Then reflex response to the stimuli. There is no response, then score is 0. Grimaces, that means weakly crying, then score is 1. And if baby is crying well, then score is 2. Then skin color. If the whole body is blue or pale, then score is 0. And the body, if body is pink and extremities are blue, then score is 1. And if the complete body is pink, then score is 2. After the successful assessment of the parameters, we have to score the parameters for detection of depression. Each parameter can have the highest score of 2 and the lowest score of 0. The score of 5 parameters are added to determine the newborn status. That means the respiratory, circulatory, and neurological status. If score is 0 to 3, that means the baby is in severe depression and the newborn is serious and in danger and need immediate resuscitation. If the score is 4 to 6, there is mild depression and newborn need more extensive cleaning airway and oxygen supplementation. If the score is 7 to 10, that means the newborn is considered as in good condition, and we will go for immediate newborn care. After that assessment, if baby need resuscitation, that means after the successful assessment of Apgar scoring, if score is 0 to 3, then we will immediately go for newborn resuscitation. And regarding this resuscitation, we will go, but we will approach for TAPS approach of resuscitation. Here we can define the TAPS approach like that. T stands for maintenance of temperature by providing radiant warmer. If radiant warmer is not present, then we can use the high voltage bulb, that is 200 watt bulbs and more bulbs. Then drying the baby well with a pre-warmed and dry clean cloth or towel, removing all the wet linen. Then here A stands for establishment of an open airway, proper positioning of the infant, and suctioning the mouth, nose, and if needed, the trachea with the use of endotracheal tube. Then B stands for initiation of breathing. Here, if there is no breathing or baby is not crying or the heart rate is less than 100 beats per minute, then we will go for positive pressure ventilation or PPV using bag and mask ventilation. C stands for maintenance of circulation, stimulate and maintain the blood circulation by chest compression. This is the TAPS approach of resuscitation. Now here, in this TAPS approach of resuscitation, we will go for bag and mask ventilation or PPV. If the baby is not crying well and breathing well, and the heart rate is below 100 beats per minute, then we will start immediately the bag and mask ventilation. For that, we will have to shift the baby under the radiant warmer. Baby's neck should be slightly extended to ensure open airway using the shoulder roll. Then we have to place the proper size of masks to with covering the chin, mouth, and nose. Here, the proper size of masks are there are three size of masks. That is 00. It is for very lower weight baby and preterm baby, and size 0. It is for preterm baby, and size 1. It is for term baby. And we have to be very much careful that the mask should properly placed and properly cover the nose, mouth, and chin for proper ventilation. And base ventilation should be done at the rate of 40 to 60 breaths per minute, following a squeeze 1, 2, 3 squeeze, that sequence. That means we will have to go for 1, 2, 3 bag squeeze, ambo bag. We can use ambo bag squeeze, and that one. Sorry, we'll have to go for chest compression 3, 1, 2, 3, and then one breathe using bag and marks. Then chest compression. It is done by thumb or two finger technique. Pressure is applied to the lower third of the sternum. Over one ventilation should follow every third chest compression, following 1, 2, 3, and breathe sequence. There should be 90 compression and 3 breaths, a total events of 120 at the rate of 3:1 ratio. Here you can see using bag and mask ventilation. If proper bag and mask ventilation and chest compression, the heart rate increases and rise about 100 beats per minute, then we will go for basic care of neonates. And if the despite of giving proper ventilation and bag and mask ventilation, the heart rate is not rising more than 100 beats per minute, then we will have to arrange for shifting the baby to NICU for proper management. And if baby is having 100 beats 100 beats beats per minute heart rate, then we will go for another 1 minute for proper for ventilation, and then we will start basic care of neonates. Here the basic care of neonates can be divided into two. That is, one is immediate care of newborn, that is care of the baby that needs to be given at the birth in labor room, and then later care of newborn, the care of the baby that needs to be given to the postnatal ward and after discharge at home. The immediate basic care of neonates, here the objectives are maintenance of temperature or warmth, establishment of open airway, initiation of breastfeeding, initiation of breathing, maintenance of circulation, observation for early detection of anomalies, protection from infection and injuries, provide proper eye care, provide proper umbilical cord care, provide care of skin, then identification and transfer, and proper documentation of the baby. Now, the immediate care which are given at birth. While the baby, all the secretion of the mouth and nose after the delivery of the head, and with clean sterile gauze. Gentle suctioning with bulb syringe or mucus sucker, or with short catheter, or we can use penguin sucker from mouth and then from nose. Delivery of the baby onto the one clean and dry towel or piece of clothes, and receive the baby on the mother's abdomen in proper prone position with face turned in one side for proper drainage of mucus from the mouth. Then wipe both eyes separately with using sterile swab. If the baby is not crying or not breathing, cut the umbilical cord immediately and start resuscitation as per guideline. If the baby is crying and breathing well, delay cord cutting or clamping for 1 to 3 minutes. And after cutting the cord, dry the baby and wrap with a pre-warm towel or piece of cloth. And assess the baby breathing while drying the baby. Then leave the baby between the mother breast for starting skin to skin contact care and for initiation of proper breastfeeding. Then cover the baby's head with a cap and cover the mother and baby with a pre-worn cloth. Then place an identity bracelet on the wrist of the baby. Then encourage the mother for initiate the breastfeeding within half an hour of after birth or as soon as possible. The mother condition is stable. Then take the weight of the baby and record the weight. Check and record the temperature. The temperature should be maintained from 36 to 36.5 degrees centigrade to 37.5 degrees centigrade to prevent hypothermia. Here we can, for maintaining temperature, we will have to wrap the baby and we will have to start the skin to skin contact by offering kangaroo mother care. Give the baby vitamin K injection. Doses are 0.5 mg IM if the birth weight is less than 1000 gram, and if the birth weight is more than 1000 gram, then the doses of vitamin K injection is 1 mg IM. Check and observe for cord. Check and observe cord for any missing or for any shrinkage. Then check or any bleeding. Then check for any congenital malformation and ensure that all the details are recorded properly. After that immediate care, we will continue the later care of newborn at the postnatal ward and in home after discharge. We will have to continue the breastfeeding and we will have to encourage the mother for proper rooming in. That means keep the baby with the touch of mother and skin. Then to prevent infection, to maintain personal hygiene, to provide parental teaching and proper immunization. After immediate and late care of newborn, we will continue for daily routine care of the neonates at home and at postnatal ward. Here the objectives are: 1. Breastfeeding, skin care of the baby or baby bath, then care of umbilical cord, care of the eyes, clothing of the baby, general care, observation, taking anthropometric measurement, that means weight and heights of the baby, immunization, and follow up and advice. Here, regarding the warmth. Warmth is provided by keeping the baby with adequate clothing, with pre-warm towel and clean clothes. Baby should be kept in the side of the mother so that mother's body temperature can keep the baby warm. Baby can be placed on KMC to maintain temperature and to facilitate breastfeeding. Before we used to keep the baby, the concept was that we used to keep the baby at separate baby cot, but now the practice is to keep the baby with the skin contact with the mother. And regarding KMC, that means kangaroo mother care, we can provide, the mother can provide, and other family member also can provide the KMC. And by providing KMC, we can maintain the warmth, and also the breastfeeding can be initiated or breastfeeding can be encouraged. Bathing the first day should be avoided to prevent hypothermia. After 1 day, baby can be bathed with warm water in a warm place. Ensuring warmth, here we can see that we are wrapping the baby well with clean and dry clothes. And KMC, one picture of KMC, that means kangaroo mother caring. And here we see that the baby is with the skin contact with, and there is that means a psychological bonding with the mother that improves the mother and child bonding and also facilitate breastfeeding also. Breastfeeding. The baby should be put to the mother's breast within half an hour of birth or as soon as possible when the mother condition is stable to give breastfeeding. The colostrum feeding must be offered, and we have to explain to the mother regarding the importance of colostrum. Mother should be informed about the importance and proper techniques of breastfeeding. My previous speaker has shown the techniques of breastfeeding that we can offer to the baby. Then exclusive breastfeeding procedure should be explained to the mother and the family member. That means only breastfeeding, no other feed, even no water also should be provided to the baby Exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months of age should be provided, and the importance of exclusive breastfeeding should be explained to the mother and other family members. Now come to skin care and baby bath. Baby must be cleaned off all the blood, mucus, and the meconium after bath for warmth and to clean the baby. No vigorous attempt should be made to remove the vernix caseosa, as vernix caseosa also provide warmth to the baby. Bathing can be given in hospital after 1 day by using warm water and in a 1 room temperature. Using oil, either olive oil or coconut oil, can be allowed after 3 to 4 weeks of age, as the masses of oil can promote the circulation of the body. Exposure to morning sunlight is an important source of vitamin D, and it also provides the warmth to the baby. Now come to care of umbilical cord. Umbilical cord is cut after, if baby is normal, after 1 to 3 minutes after birth, and about 2 to 3 inches from the navel with aseptic precaution during the delivery, and with cotton thread or disposable plastic clip we will tie the umbilicus. The cord must be inspected for bleeding, which is commonly occurs due to shrinkage of cord and the loosening of the ligature or the cord clip. No dressing should be applied at the cord, and cord should be kept dry. Normally it falls after 5 to 10 days. Care of eyes. Eyes should be clean at the bath and once every day using sterile cotton swab soaked in a normal saline or distilled water, or with at home we can use clean water also. Each eye should be cleaned using a separate swab. Application of kajal in the eyes must be avoided to prevent infection or lead poisoning. We usually use kajal in the home for there is a social beliefs that we will have to apply kajal, but it should not be carry on. It should be avoided to prevent any infection or lead poisoning. The eyes should be observed for redness, discharge, excessive tearing, or early detection of problems for prompt management. Regarding the clothing of the baby should be dressed with loose, soft, and cotton clothes. Large buttons, synthetic frocks, and plastic or nylon napkins should be avoided, as it irritates the skin. A triangular shaped, soft, absorbent cloth should be used as napkin. The clothes should not be too tight or too loose, especially around the neck or abdomen. In winter, woolen clothes or flannel clothes can be used. General care. The newborn should be kept with the mother for continued rooming in a well ventilated room and in a clean room. Baby should be handled with gentle approach after proper hand washing, because by proper hand washing we can prevent the cross infection, and baby and mother will be in a well condition. No infected person should take care of or should come to the room or should touch the baby. And baby should be allowed to sleep in a supine position, which can prevent the sudden infant death syndrome. General cleanliness is to be maintained, and surrounding area must be kept clean. Wet napkins and other wet clothes should be changed immediately. Regarding weight recording, at birth we will have to take the birth weight, and the normal birth weight is 2.5 to 3.9 kg. After that we will have to assess the daily weight gain in the healthy terms babies, which is about 30 gram per day for first 1 month, and after that it is 20 gram per day for 3 months, and up to 1 year of age it is 300 to 400 gram per month, and at the age of 4 to 5 months birth weight becomes double in a In a first week of life, there is a physiological loss of body weight because of removal of vernix, mucus, blood passages, meconium, and reduction of extracellular blood volume, and also due to the maladaptation to the new environment. And with adequate breastfeeding, majority of the baby regain their weight within 7 to 10 days after birth. Regarding immunization, if the baby delivery is institutional delivery, then the neonatal will receive the BCG vaccine and 0 dose of polio vaccine at hospital. And if baby does not receive BCG and 0 dose of polio at birth, we will have to give it within first week of life. Then the mother should be informed about the national immunization schedule, and explanation should be given about the importance of the immunization and completeness of the immunization and all the possible reaction following the vaccine. And in outside of the home deliveries, the BCG and OBB can be continue from 6 weeks of life. Regarding follow-up care and advices, each infant should be followed up at least once in every month for first 3 months and subsequently for 3 months interval till 1 year of age. Follow-up is necessary for assessment of growth and development and early detection and management of any health problem or any health discomfort which will affect the life of the newborn. Health education should be given regarding exclusive breastfeeding, regarding the maintenance of the womb, regarding the maintenance of the personal hygiene, rooming in, proper rooming in, that means baby should be kept with mother, regarding the clothing, immunization, and other nutrition of the baby. Harmful cultural practices should be discouraged, and care at home should be discussed and demonstrated to the mother and other family member. At conclusion, I must say that the nurse, it is our vital responsibility to assess the newborn immediately after birth for need of resuscitation and to provide immediate and later newborn care, as the newborns are the future pillar and backbone of our society. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhumita, for well deliberation of your topic. And key points of this, that washing hands is very often is very much essential, and we should not visit the newborn baby if we are unwell. We should take care of baby's clothes, and providing warmth is very much important. Early initiation of breastfeeding, immediate assessment of Apgar scoring, and physical assessment. If we find out any abnormalities, then we should refer the baby to the neonatal intensive care unit. And on discharge, all of we should give the mother and advise the mother regarding the baby feeding and the immunization. It is very much important. And nowadays, I think hepatitis B is also given just after birth. It is also included. So we should educate the parents to continue the immunization, though it is the pandemic situation we are going through. So we are coming at the end of our webinar, and I want to give the thanks to the organizer and Mrs. Gopa Datta. She has organized this webinar, and she is the senior sister tutor of Nursing Training Institute. And thank you, Madam Gopa Datta, for organizing. Especially I thanks to our principal, Madam Mrs. Moitri Chaudhuri. Within a very short time, she has well organized this webinar. I think, and there are some negativity maybe there, and we can overcome in our future, as it is our first webinar. I thanks on behalf of NTI. I thanks all the resource person, Mrs. Gauri, Monumala, and Madhumita, and Madam Moiti Chaudhuri, for your deliberation of the topics. And if I not thanks to the NIC people, then I think it is not completed. And we should thank to the our state program officer, Dr. Kamal Riang sir, as he have motivated our principal madam to organize, and we got this opportunity to conduct this webinar. So I, on behalf of the moderator of this webinar, Mrs. Devi Chakraborty, I am concluding and ending our session with the permission of the principal. Thanks all.
Thank